Alright people, sorry about the late intro. I had to get a charger for my phone because my battery is dying on my phone and I got to keep it charged. So first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We did a promo demonstration where we painted in, actually we did a demonstration, we painted in these Amazon shipping boxes, converted them to a high performance OLED Like TV. Now, I said before, my cell phone has an OLED screen display, and I'm able to match my phone very easily using this technology. So, if I haven't said it already before, I'll repeat it again. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. The screen paint we have here is our new movie theater paint. This is our ILEG Legendary Limited Edition Black Cinematic. And as you can see, it has an impressive capability of turning just about anything you want into a projection screen. These are Amazon boxes I used to order my stuff in for a customer. I'm doing pretty soon on site. We're putting a bunch of these screens all through Allentown, showing off the technology on these massive, huge pull-down or motorized projection screen setups. And this is what this fellow is going to be receiving pretty soon in his business. Right now, he has a 40-inch screen in there. It's not cutting it. He wants something much bigger, so we got it for him. So keep in mind, for us to do these setups, the projectors we use are so cheap, it doesn't require a lot of power to get them to activate, that we actually pay for the projectors. We pay for them because they cost us under $200. Most of the projectors I put in are $25, $35 projectors. They don't have any HDMI ports on the back of them. They're 720p projectors. Some are 600 by 800 SVGA. Highest we have is WXGA. Now, to show you, for some people to understand, well, that's crazy, you have to have 4K. Technically, no, you don't. So, my projector I'm using in this demonstration is a Chrissy LW400. This projector is using a VGA to HDMI port, as you can see. And this projector here cost me $50. It's an eco mode, which runs at 2,500 lumens. So, again, under $50. Don't have to spend a lot of money. And at the end of the day, I can afford to basically give out free projectors to people we set up out there with their screen set up. We got one right here on the floor we're going to be doing pretty soon, and there's another one right there we're setting up right there. So we can easily do that because, again, the projectors don't cost a lot of money. I don't have to come to that merchant and say, hey, look, you're going to have to spend $3,000 for this projector, $4,000, you know what I mean, $1,000, $1,500. No, we can do it at $35 or $20, under $50 for a projector, and it's so cheap. We do the setup, we give you the projector. So that's the results we're getting from this projector. Uncalibrated, fully lit environment, 100% contrast. And mind you, again, painted down on an Amazon shipping box. Let me come over here and show you our shipping box here. Now, for shipping, we do have free shipping. We do not charge you for any shipping whatsoever. Amazon box. We don't charge you for any shipping at all whatsoever. We have express shipping overseas, 32 ounces. We'll paint a screen of this size. This is my 150-inch screen. I do multiple projector setups on. So the painted screens are that big. It's really a huge screen. At basically free shipping, 32 ounces. We have over here in the United States, we have the 1 gallon. Painted to a whopping 250-inch screen. Keep in mind, if you have a dedicated theater room, you can also paint your ceiling, convert your ceiling to a screen. Looks pretty beautiful. And the setup, you can do it yourself. It's pretty much a short throw projector, like I have here, and a fire stick. That's all you need. That's how we did the demonstration when we did the ceilings. You can have all the lights on, watch the stars, snow, fish, whatever, and then paint an additional 150-inch to your wall. How many screen paints do that one? No, not many of them. And as a matter of fact, we're the only ones to do it. Now, just to show you, we did in the demonstration how easy it is to paint the screen. No complicated instructions. This is why we tell people why we don't have instructions in the box, because it's that easy to do. I just saw me come on here and roll over a bunch of Amazon boxes and literally had enough paint left over on the roller to come in and finish the bottom half. That shows you the coverage is extremely good. So with that being said, very easy to do. Is roll over it, and we're done. That's our results right there. Let me get a bag for this. Got a couple of to dry out. Now I got to do this on site. These paint down demonstrations, they have to be done on site all the time. I've done these before, like multiple times. Like I said, craziest thing I ever did on site was push the screen through a window. Because we said we could do it. We did it. Now, for the gray screen out there, at the end of the day, once we say, no. We got the special blend. Gotta get past that thing first. Because as far as everybody concerned, you can make that for free. And if you want to talk about my history in gray screen paints, I go back farther than you and I have more experience than you. So I know how to make it 4 ways from Sunday. I literally just made that stuff on camera in no time at all and got an excellent result next to a white sheet of paper. Did it in a 40-lit environment, and did I use a 4K 1080p projector to do that demonstration? No. So if you see these people using these high-end projectors, they got to darken the environment when they show you the screen, that shows you our advanced level of making great paint. And that's free. So if I considered your company to be a threat, why in the world would I give away a great paint? Meanwhile, we do this. Turn an Amazon box into a high-performance projection screen. Now, let me see. Let's go with LG Jazz demonstration. Now, when I said it matches an OLED, my cell phone, I track it down here where I buried it at, has an OLED display on it. I'm going to pull it up on my phone right here. Now, the reason why I do this is because people do this all the time. In the store, I get this all the time. People, wherever I'm at, somebody's going to whip out a cell phone and try to match it to your screen. A lot of you not. Okay, if you're saying it's TV worthy, they're going to test you on this. Let's go with LG Jazz demonstration. I get it when I get people, when I come out here and we have to put pressure on some people because they do too much. I can put that type of pressure on you and come out here and do this. I'm professional in the field. One thing you have to learn when you're in business, you have to know how to be able to control and dominate the field, but at the same time be able to show progress. I can do that with no problem. I can come out here and waste some time crushing someone, which we have to do from time to time because some people don't know how to stay in their lane, and then come out and do this. You have to do both of them. So when people say you're wasting your time, no. I can crush you and develop new technology at the exact same time. So while I'm crushing you, I'm developing something to take you out even farther. Trust me, you're not on my level. I'm trying to not be rude here. We travel on a way different level. As you can see, Amazon box projection screen. So let's show you right here. Now I say this to people that, not to my customer base, no, not to you. This is not for you. This is for people who want to compete with us. You don't have a chance. Mind you, this is just screen paint. We haven't showed you that the Imperial. Wait till you see what that thing does at 100%. That thing's going to be a beast. I can't wait to show that thing off. So here we go, my phone. My phone right here. You should match your phone. Even your phone's not an OLED, it should still match your phone. Your phone can read black, right? The screen should read black. So what is the problem? All right, let's begin. Little delay in there, but it's there. Now, you should be able to see the same thing your phone is seeing. When we say it's like an OLED TV, we can back it up because it acts just like a TV. All right, there we go. Wanted to show that real quick. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we got this. I'm going to pause this right here. Red screen. I'm going to put this to the side. You know why? I got creepy people on my channel. They're weird. They record me. Unfortunately, we haven't gone to court for that too. So this right here is a Surface of high performance screen I'm using right now. I might have to pull this over a little bit because it's too wide. It's going to take up my whole screen. At least I can use this tape for something. It ain't good tape, but at least I can use it for something. I wanted some tape for my screen, and man, they sent me this stuff. This stuff is absolutely horrible. At least we can use it for something. Gotta get something from something, right? All right, what we have there is a high performance OLED screen. Now this screen daylight's white screen. We have over there. That screen's about a couple $1,000s. Did you know that? But that's their white high performance screen right there. Let's show our levels next to theirs. There we go right here. There you go. See? Look at the wall too. Now I told you the walls were gray. The walls are actually gray. So as you can see, the white surface is higher than the wall because the walls in here are gray. Blue screen. This is what I was looking for. I was looking for that high performance surface that we got. So when we do a demonstration, mind, that screen's much more expensive than your everyday white projection screen. That's a different type of white projection screen right there. It's certified. Daylight's white projection screen. But anyway, when we go to different sites and I have to show off a black technology, I must show off the difference between the white screen and our screen, which shows there's a massive difference. Let's go over and grab another one. Let's do got slow color change over there? Yes, we do. Let's grab that. Let me just go through all the colors real quick. Now you'll notice that every time we change over, the white screen remains white. It can't see color next to our screen at all, period. Now the important thing is if you're a gray screen out there, right? I'm a company, right? I got a white screen in my office. What improvement are you going to give me at the end of the day? Am I going to be able to use this thing in the same fully lit environment I'm actually working in right now? If I have to show a presentation and black levels are involved, black levels are involved in everything. Am I going to see 100% black? Or are you going to tell me that I have to spend more money for a projector in order to obtain that level? How much is a projector going to cost me if I want to upgrade to a projector? I always say, why are you going to upgrade? You don't need to. 720p is all you're going to need. And I back it up. I do back it up every single time. Every single time. Watch this. Gray screen. We can read gray screens better than a gray screen. You know why? Because we have 100% black. Oop, I need my gray screen. Gray screen. Say glitch screen. Gray screen. There we go. We got light gray. Oop, there's no light gray. I'm not doing a freaking hour on that right there. There we go. So that's us picking up gray. You would think a white screen would pick it up better at the end of the day. You know who gave me that idea? Troll did. Troll gave me an idea. Not Crow. Troll gave me that idea. Troll came into a room one time. A troll came in there and said, how do you do a gray screen versus gray screen? He literally thought that the gray screen was going to pick up a gray screen. It doesn't pick up gray. It can't even read black. You know you need black in order to pick up gray, right? You need black to make gray. So if you don't have black in there at the end of the day, you have some black, but not enough to do the job. Not enough to read the color balance correctly. Can't see it. 4K Snow Screensaver Cottage. There you go. I told you, you're not going to be able to make this product unblack and unwatchable. If you have one of these lawsuits coming up, I feel sorry for you, I really do. These lawsuits are pretty heavy. And again, this is fraud against Mr. Bird's business, so it does carry some prison time. So as I see here, the certified white screen, which is much advanced than any white screen, because it's certified, cannot even turn our product unwatchable. Skyworth food demonstration. I mentioned that because we do have some people. Skyworth food demonstration. We have some people, and like I said, in the process are going to court for some dumb stuff. They decided to do these videos all over YouTube and say Mr. Bird's product came up so dark, it's unwatchable. They're going to be taking their videos, comparing it to the screen. They're going to paint it in the courtroom. Oh, you are going to paint that screen in. So, yeah. Let me see. I see that screen starting to fall. Like, nope, I'm coming down.
No, you're not coming down. You're going to stay right on up here. That's not my demonstration. We're going to come down.
We'll put that back and rewind that back a little bit because we don't do that over here. We don't do that whole, you know, walk in front of the screen nonsense or go past and don't rewind it back. I rewind all my videos back, right back, so you can see it again. But anyway, yeah. Benefits of a white screen versus a gray screen. Actually, we did that, didn't we? We did that in our demonstration with the special blend. Did we turn out lights in there? No, we don't turn out lights, so we don't do that. Hey, you see a demonstration like that, someone saying the benefit of their gray screen versus the white screen, they turn out lights, that is a huge, major red flag. Look at that right there. You can see that the color levels don't even pick up. It's a beautiful screen at the end of the day. It is. It does what it's supposed to do. But next to our technology, it does not work the way it should be working. Let's go over here. Starfield screensaver. Put up some contrast levels in there. Oh, not Garfield. Starfield screensaver. Let's see if I got that one mixed up. There we go. Now, let's see our contrast levels as always. Of course, you know, we pick up the contrast levels, white levels. We're going to do something called transition. Transition is when you can transfer from a white level to a black level and back without changing out anything, like darkening the environment, nothing. You should really do that in a full lit environment. I see that one's coming down. We're good on that one. We're done. I'm going to grab something else real quick. You can come down now. Thank goodness. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Alright, that went on there quite nicely. Alright, next demonstration. We have the parallax 0.8. Make sure we have it right where it's supposed to be at, because you put that screen the wrong way, they turn dark, and I don't want that to happen at all, period. I keep these demonstrations fair. That is the daylight screen. That is the one they call the what do you call it? The Parallax 2.0. It's a $7,000 projection screen. And that's against our technology. As you see, we pull 100% black. Let's go into red screen. Red screen. Go. That's our right now. We pull a darker red due to the fact it's pulling the screen's pretty good. The Parallax is a very good screen. But again, like I said, it's a $7,000 screen. Our screen pulls a solid red. Blue screen. That's our colors in blue versus the Parallax. I think it's $7,000, $6,000 for that screen. I think that's what they cost about. We can't use ultra short throw on them because they're not ultra short throw compatible. They have a special screen that is ultra short throw compatible. And that's the thing about our technology. Our technology is ultra short throw and long throw compatible. Green screen. There's our green versus our green. I said they pick up a green, but ours is much darker. Let's go with a purple screen. And let's go with 4K Snow Screensaver, Cottage. I like that because we get a mixture of both in there. So as you can see, the screen being a $7,000 screen, it has a 0.8 gain next to our black screen, and our black screen can generate a white level just equal to that screen. That screen is much larger than my screen. I'll block the screen right here, show you the difference. That's mine, that's theirs. There you go. Let's bring that back a little bit because I make sure we didn't block anything important. So that shows you the black technology we have here can read a level of 0.8, but actually higher. And that screen right there costs $7,000. I think $7,000, $6,000 is what it costs. Now, does the gray screen ever change? No. Oh, heck no. No. If gray screens can take on certifieds would be out of business right now. But they're still here, but that means gray screen can't take them out. Gray screen could not survive. And rather 0.8 gain sitting on that thing. It'll never survive next to that. So it sees that we can match. We have this all the time. We go on these forum sites all the time with these high-end screens. And they always said in the day, well, you know, that screen has a higher white level on it. Oh, we can blend that. We're basically our screens are basically black. How much do we have on it? We are not doing that much. That's my whole video right there. Here we go. Now, I'm curious. If a screen is this caliber, of this cost, can't make my product look dark and unwatchable, how in the world did a basic house paint do that? There you go. That means at the end of the day, it wasn't our product. That was actually black paint, that product. That's what it was. Got a lot of challenges coming up in about a few minutes. I got to be across the street. I got to file another one. Challenge on a 3D company. 3D printing company, I'm challenging them. Can't be going that at the end of the day. Look, as a businessman myself, and I don't want anybody copying and stealing and making money off of my work at the end of the day when I worked hard to make it. I take that personally. Oh, wait, he did try us. There you go. I'm going to take it to court. Now, to the customers at the end of the day, that's the reason why when I come on camera, when Mr. Bird comes on camera, they sit there and they cry and whine about why does he get the kind of money he gets for his product. This is why, gentlemen. Because you see that screen over there? That's a very expensive, high-performance certified screen. When you have a technology that can improve better than a certified screen, your product goes up in value by a lot. I see y'all don't match my demonstrations. Y'all don't. That's why we put that gray paint out there. Keep you busy for a little bit. This is the thing about it. You're kind of jumping it. You know what I mean? Like, you're going from not a white belt to a white belt. You're going from a white belt to a black belt. That's what you're doing. You ain't win that. You're gonna win. You're not gonna win that fight. You're gonna lose that fight. You're gonna run home with your tail tucked between your legs, which most of you do all the time anyway. So you just jumping. You haven't got to take baby steps here. First thing you got to do is you got to challenge some of these great paint mixtures out here. You haven't even done any of those. What makes yourself so different from anything I've seen online so far in any form site? There's nothing different than your product. I tested your stuff. I've made your stuff. I've given you permission to make my stuff. How did that turn out? Are you selling black screens now? No. And would I give away your product? Again, you can't match us. Trust me. And you got plenty of time. Remember, 90 days. That's all. They all come up in 90 days for everybody. You got 90 days to get it together. Prove your point. Because once that 90 days is up, and we end up in that area, you better prove it or somebody's going to get some serious time behind this. A lot of serious time. Now, if you've seen this demonstration right here, this is a $7,000 screen. It's a black technology. Our technology for I don't even remember the price of this thing. I think they're all under $500. Yeah, they're all under $500. Anything from a gallon, 32 ounces, 24 ounces are all under $500. And this screen right here is going to cost you roughly about 6 to 7 grand. That's for 100 inch or 120, I think they had it in. We have a screen size of 1 gallon that paints the screen up to a whopping 250 inch. How much would a 250 inch cost you of that technology over there, or the Parallax? Oh, a lot of money. I seen the DMP Supernova. Their screen for 180 inches is $17,000. Now, I'm not saying their product is good. They make a good technology. They do. All certified screens I test against make good products. But ours is better. Now people say, well, it looks the same. It's supposed to look the same. But the thing about it is, our screen is black. Their screen is the screen. Our screen we have here can generate a white level. Now, you see, it came black and the screen couldn't pick up. Can generate a white level so high that it can match that screen. We pull that contrast in, it can't match us because we pull the highest black level. The whole argument of getting a certified screen is to get a screen that produces a high contrast level. That's why the certifieds cost more. They can pick up more light. They can absorb more light. And on top of that, they can pick up a higher black level, like they say, but they technically can't pick it up. Because we would pick it up. Now, if you notice, look at the certified screen right here, and look at the white wall here, the gray wall here. Notice this lighter there? When people sit there and say at the end of the day, for us, because their screens are black, that they pick up a low white level, be careful about that one. That's a doozy. That'll cost you a lot of money in court. Any screen that has anything in it besides neutral white, it's going to drop a little bit in the white levels. The point of it is you don't want to drop to a level where your screen becomes unwatchable and you can't see it. That's why we do all those tests. To make sure our product can pick up at 1,000 lumens, can pick up at 200 lumens, can pick up at 50 lumens. We do those tests to make sure. If that was the case, that means that 150 inch that went through a window wouldn't have been seen. The church demonstration, right now that's on my promo, wouldn't have been seen. Any of the customers we do business with, the wall screens outside, wouldn't have been seen. So, yeah. That shows that's not going to go well for some people. Anyway, let's get back to 4K demonstrations, OLED. I want to pick up the fish here. Now you'll notice that the screen comes up gray. This screen can't read black. Only we can read black because we're actually black screens. So, at the end of the day, customer wants 100% black. They want beautiful colors, they want to be a pulp and fluid environments. That screen can pull up in fluid environments at 0.0 gain on it. You can definitely pull up in fluid environments. It picks up beautiful colors. You can do that. But the main thing about the certified screen, is the reason why it's dark, is its contrast levels. And our screen picks up actual black. So that means if you're going to spend that type of money for a screen to pick up actual black, then that means this is where our product comes in at a better choice. Because again, you're paying far less, under $500, and on top of that, no $7,000 price mark, no cheap, no high and expensive projectors, no calibrating, and you're able to pick up an amazing image but costing way less than what you would have paid for the certified screen. Star-filled screensaver. We did this one already, I think we did. Get a little juice here, a little dry. A bit parched. But it's a good screen. It just didn't see 100% black, that's all. It's a good screen. But, you know, it's a gunmetal screen. When they designed it, it didn't even have black technology. So, with that being said, you know, they have what they have. Alright. We got time here. I'm going to switch that over to the side. I'm going to change this video to the certified screens too. But we did certifying here also. Because this video will cover it all. So me doing a whole bunch of these, this video will cover it all. Makes my job a lot easier. Alright, I'm going to come over here. Let's grab this. These projectors, man, you get cooked in here with these projectors. I got one on here, and it's basically in eco mode, and it's still cooking. I got one in here, it's still cooking. It's hot. Alright, next one we're going to do is a dark gray certified. That's what we're going to be doing next. That's the next one on the list. Dark gray certified. Let's grab this one right now. Alright, cool. Alright, this is dark gray certified. Right there. That's dark gray certified right there. And this right here is the right here, so you can see the screen we had up here. And so we had the actual screen up there. It's a parallax right there. There we go. Get a better look at that. That's one we just had up there. Get that down. That is the CTS Parallax Pure 0.8. That's the screen we have up there. That's the surface right there. That right there is a gray screen. That basically, for anyone who says dark UV mix, at the end of the day, no, we tested that stuff right. It don't work well. It picks up a very poor white level. This, on the other hand, much better. This is a much better than that. But this is a certified gray screen at the end of the day. Let me see. Let's go with, like I say, it's not picking up our contrast levels. Let's go pick up that other star fill too while we're there. We're here already. We'll grab that one too. All right. You can see if you pick up 100% black, as you can see. Yeah, 100% black, not coming up gray as you should. 4K Snow Screensaver. This is certified dark gray. I mean, certified dark gray can beat out any gray screen right now in the market. That is our technology versus certified dark gray. Now, if we could take our certified dark gray like this, we can blend into that screen, what do you think we'll do to your dark gray product? That means we'll be able to read the 100% contrast, higher than the dark gray. We'll pick up your white levels with no problem, and then we'll turn around and pick up color you can't see. And that's a certified, mind you. That's not gray paint, that's a certified screen. Like they like. Picks up a pretty good white level too for a dark gray screen. Compared to what I've seen on other dark gray mixes at the end of the day, you couldn't even generate a white level to save your soul. Heck, I can take this lighter mix, I can put it downstairs against the gray wall down there, and that stuff comes up dark. You know why it comes up dark? Because there's nothing in it. That's the same reaction you get from house paint. That's the same reaction. If you stick it against a wall, a lighter wall, it turns dark because there's nothing in there to heighten whiten levels. It's just basically black and white paint. That's all it is. That's why they don't do a lot of standalone demonstrations. Red screen. But they do a lot of standalones. They don't do any demonstrations for screen comparison screens. They don't do that. They don't do a lot of that. Blue screen. Now people sit there and say, well, that, no. We have higher contrast levels. The colors are going to come out of that because it's actually a very good gray screen. That gray screen costs $3,000. So consider the fact that our stuff is under $500. That costs $3,000 for 100 inch. And then you can see right there, blue is very hard to pick up. It really is. It's a very difficult color. Red's not too hard to pick up. Green screen. Purple screen. Certain colors will read, certain colors it won't. And we get 4K demonstrations OLED. Now that gray screen, it's going to pick up 100% content. No, it can't. It's a gray screen. It's not going to be able to read it. But it does pick up color good. It does pick up the white levels fantastic, especially for a surface that dark. It picks up pretty good. For what I've seen in gray mixtures, please stop comparing your stuff to certified charcoal gray screens. You are not the same as the screens. Trust me, I've done testing. I've had y'all stuff over here tested. Y'all failed miserably. When we take Jamie's paint and we stick it against the wall downstairs and it goes dark, that tells me nothing was put into that paint to heighten any white levels, that the screen may suffer because it has black paint in it. The minute you put any type of black paint into a gray screen, the white levels drop. You have to have something there to be able to enhance those levels so it can still maintain a decent white level in the process of showing the demonstration where you're doing or for the customer. If there's nothing in there, you're going to see the high failure rate of what happens when you mix regular black paint and white paint together. I've done these tests already thousands of times because I used to make this stuff. So that's how I know your stuff is nothing more than white and black paint. And we sent it to you. My God, we sent it literally to your front door, man. What did you do? You sent it back. All right then, there you go. And then we got that free mix. Make that stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's no difference in it. It's just basically house paint. But you'll have that chance when we get to court. I'm going to challenge you in court. And I'm going to challenge you in the 3D printing business too also while we're in there. Matter of fact, let me follow that paperwork today. Today? Yeah, we can follow it today. We'll get done today. Challenge this company. That's gonna raise a ton of red flags. They're gonna be in court now. He doesn't show up, doesn't make a difference, because when they see that, they're gonna know he's automatically doing something he shouldn't be doing. That court is gonna have to contact every single one of those companies and let them know they have a person of interest that's touching their stuff. The best way to out somebody, not on YouTube. YouTube works to a certain degree. Take them to court. Private, civil, criminal complaint. That's what you got to do. Take them to court. You'll get it out there in the open. A judge will see it. That's what you want. You want a judge to see it. Now look at that. See? That's why I said daylight makes a good gray screen. They do. They make a very good dark gray screen. But again, it doesn't read contrast, but it's way better. That's why that screen costs $3 grand. That's why it's a $3,000 screen, because it's worth it. But still, $3 grand for a screen, you can't see black. Yeah, that's another story right there. And that shows at the end of the day that our technology, being straight black, can literally read a level literally so high that it can blend into a $3,000 screen. Now, for my customers at the end of the day, are people I go into a forum site that has this screen, and they say, well, you know, I can spend $3 grand, I can spend $500. That's why, gentlemen, they spend the money for my product. You want to say overpriced product? Yeah, sure. My stuff can back itself up. What about you? See you in court soon. Now, when I say that, that's for people we're taking to court. Mine, as I said before, when we get there, criminal charges, we're requesting 20 years. We want max. And lawsuits can range from $1 million and up. You don't want anything under $1 million. So if you went in there and you did this nonsense on your YouTube channel, you're in a lot of trouble. I told you before, I back myself up. Everything I have here, I back on. And that's the reason why I go to forum sites for this people who are into these screens. And I go in there and say, hey, look, I got the screen paint. It does the same thing your product does, but I can read 100% contrast. Like, no, the reason why they bought this darker screen for the contrast. That's what they bought it for. Like, no. I can do the projector that has something like 3001 contrast. I can pick up a black level. Oh, you're lying. And I show them this. Now, you're a consumer at the end of the day. You got a gray screen. How are you going to basically, I'm about to buy this screen right here. How are you going to convince me that your light gray screen paint's going to match this? Or your white levels and your darker mixes can basically blend with this screen? You can't do that. Do you have the testing? No. Then why would I buy you? Why would I buy from you? I want to spend the money on $3 grand, get a good screen. I got to waste my money on that mess. Now, we come in there, I got to convince that guy at the end of the day that my product not only can read your color levels, not only can basically pick up in fully lit environments like the screen you're about to purchase, but I have a perk. I can actually read 100% contrast regardless of the projector I choose. Chances are what he's going to do, he's going to buy a projector maybe with 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, because why darker screens are better than using 4K or 1080p because they're darker. Whoopsie. They have a better chance. Whoopsie, I'm turning this way. Like I said, I'm trying to keep myself off camera because we got people already that are creeps already recording me because they're weird. And guess what? The thing about it, they're in my chat room. They come in my room in here and they record me. They're weird people. So they already got some stuff coming to them. I file sexual harassment lawsuits against all of them because they need to show up on your paperwork. That's why. But anyway, you'll have to file as a sex offender. Yeah, you don't do that. It's creepy. Really creepy. It's stalking at the end of that. It's real creepy. Anyway, so I can convince them to buy our screen paint. Because again, I can read your same levels, your color levels, plus I can read the white levels blend right into your screen, because that's one thing they want to ask for too, because it's a black screen. My screen is a little lighter. I'm definitely picking up better white levels than you. Nope, we can blend too. We can operate in the same fully lit environment, no problem whatsoever. And on top of that, consider the fact that we read 100% black, which means the money you'll spend for that expensive projector to fix that problem, you don't have to spend. Now, getting back to why 4K and 1080p high-grade projectors with high contrast are better on darker screens, because they have to fight harder to read a darker shade. Where if you're on a white screen or gray screen or light mixed screen, you're going to have to be in a much darker environment to fix that mess. They have a chance of being able to operate in a fully lit environment, absorb more light, and be able to pick up a darker level better because they're darker. That's why. So when someone came out there and said that no, darker screens aren't the best thing for 4K, you have no idea what you're talking about. But if you do make it to the courtroom, I got a person who's an expert in that field who's going to ask you some questions. I got people coming in to ask some questions, some experts in the field. Hope you answer correctly in that one. I know people know all about the technical 4K and all that stuff. I'm going to bring in some high-level people to actually question him. He's not going to do well on that thing. You know already for the door. Person can write out a basic specification sheet. The person doesn't know much about product. But anyway, no. 4K, 1080p projectors are supposed to be used on darker screens. Because if you have a contrast level is going to show up better where? On the darker screen, the lighter screen, darker screen. That's why they're better. So for this guy to try to get those darker contrast levels, the more money he spends on a projector with higher contrast, the better his image is going to push. But he truly can't reach black. Where we can come in and say, look, you're going to spend less for your screen, under $500, more than the $3,000 he's about to spend. You get a much bigger screen size, 250-inch. No, it would cost anywhere near the price he was going to pay. And you're going to read 100% black, and you do this on a projector that costs you under $200. That's, for me, at the end of the day, it's a sale. And the fact that, heck, you don't even have to buy the screen. You can build it yourself and paint everything you want. Bed sheets, whatever, even an Amazon shipping box. Covered everything in this demonstration. I really did. I like that. We got everything covered. And one guy said, no, instructions come in the box. We don't need instructions. What did you just see me do when I did the screen? Pour the paint down, right? Roll it in multiple different directions, right? Throw it up there, right? We didn't even dry it with a fan. Done. That's it. All that 20 minutes with a fan, 30 minutes with a fan, level in time, gotta wait for the screen to level out. What the heck? No, I ain't doing that dumb nonsense. I'm gonna sit there and read through a freaking phone book manual on how to paint a screen in? Just paint it in. Shouldn't be that hard. Leveling. What the freak is that? Leveling is only required if you're using a base that's extremely thick. If the base is extremely thick, then you're going to have uneven spots in the screen. But if the base is water-like, like a thin-like coating, what are you leveling? I told you, people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. When he said leveling, he said, what the frick are you leveling? You understand physics, how it works. If you take cement and put it here, and you take water and put it here, and you put one on the screen section, one on the screen section, right? And you move the screen back and forth. Which one is going to level out faster? It would be the water, right? No matter how you set it, it's going to level. But the thicker paint's not going to level. Because it could be thick in this section and low in this section and high in this section and thin in this section. They don't understand physics. And you're talking about his physics today? No, your physics is poppycraft. You don't understand physics. So why in the world would you say a screen has to level and has a thin light coating? Doesn't make any sense. And at that, at 120 inch, you can only get 120 inch out of 32 ounces? And your paint's like water? Shouldn't you have more coverage? Anybody see this red flag? Everybody in the forum site when I posted called it, they were like, wait a minute, what, that don't make any sense. Does he know physics, how this even works? Everybody else in the comments said, oh yeah, I can see where that's possible. Math was not your favorite subject. You don't even have to know math to know that one. You don't even have to know physics to know. That's just basic common sense. Like I say, if you drop a feather off a roof and a bowling ball, which one's going to get there faster? The bowling ball would, right? Anyone in that video demonstration, I bet you bet on the feather. I think the feather would get there much faster. I think it would. It looks stronger. I swear I could not be a math teacher. I'm just sitting in class like going, Because you know you got that one kid. Not the one kid that needs to be taught. No, the one kid that thinks he knows it all and knows nothing. Those are the worst ones. They think they know it all, they know nothing at all. And even when you're trying to teach them, they're trying to teach you. I'm like, really? All right, by any chance, you're getting a paycheck for this job? Oh, you're not? Okay, just wondering. Just want to check in on that one. It's hard to teach people full glass. People at a full glass are very hard to be taught. I always come half glass. You know why? Because I'm a person that likes to absorb knowledge. That's why. I always always half glass. I never know what I can learn. You can learn something from the most simplest person. The simplest person you can learn the most interesting things from. That one person that sits in the corner of the room quiet to himself, you'd be surprised how much knowledge rolls around in that person's head at the end of the day. Those are deep thinkers at the end of the day. I love being around deep thinkers. They got a whole different way of seeing life. Whole different way of seeing life. Let me pause this for a minute. I got some tape on my screen that's disrupting my look on the screen. How dare you disrespect my screen like this? How dare you? Get off my screen. My cardboard box projection screen. Look at that. My Amazon cardboard box projection screen right now. I know people can get upset about this, but your influencers at the end of the day, can you beat my cardboard box projection screen and your high expensive projectors? No, you can't. But I bet you one thing, you can paint over with this stuff at the end of the day, Yeah, that projector you got, you're going to take it back. You spent way too much money. Look at that. On an Amazon shipping box. Now I'm thinking about getting me a bigger Amazon shipping box. But now, you know what? Now you want to think of the thing. Oh, do my desk. Yeah. Want to do my desk? No, I'm leaving anyway. What the freaking do the desk for? I'm going to build a whole new desk. Build a whole new desk and turn into that. Oh, yeah, I thought about that. That's actually pretty good. Get that. We can't use that cardboard. That cardboard won't work. We need a special type of cardboard. The one I built my sofa with. We need that cardboard. I'm going to coat my whole desk with it. Yes, people. We told you when we brought this product out, it was going to be magnificent. I like to do demonstrations at the end of it. No one else does. Everybody paints the fixed screen. Everybody paints the motorized projector screen. How many people paint a box? How many people take a box, an old box sitting around? You know what? I'm turning this on a projection screen. I'm going to turn it on an OLED TV. I'm going to take my phone, put it up against it, match it, roll over top of it. No instructions, whatever. Go in any direction I want. Doesn't make a difference. There you go. That's what's the more impressive demonstration. So ones, you don't spend the money for anything. You just do it cheaply and get outstanding results. Now, tidbit about the product. 32 ounces. Well, actually start with the big boy. 1 gallon paints up to a 250-inch screen. Yes, you can paint the ceiling with this. You have dedicated theater rooms and have your lights on at the same time. Don't worry about that washing out, fading. Let's see. So 250-inch screen, which would be 1 gallon, 32 ounces paint up to a whopping giant 150-inch screen. You can do that inside or outside, fully weatherproof. 24 ounces paint screen size for 120 inches. We have for overseas shipping, free express for you guys, and they have a special video too, but it's only for 32 ounces. We can ship over here to you guys. We have certain countries we can't ship to, so please check that information for placing your order. Also too, you're paying up to 150-inch screen also. Screen is fully weatherproof. You can take it outside if you want. Ultra Short compatible. We did an amazing Ultra Short compatible demonstration. We had a projector at $60, another projector at $50, long throw and short throw. So they both show the same type of screen, which means because you have a long throw, it's not going to suffer the lumen count is at a distance, where the Ultra Short throw is already there. You're going to get the both reaction. If you use longer throw, longer short, you're still going to get an excellent looking picture. Unlike somebody who went through some nonsense, we didn't pick up on a long throw, which is an expensive projector, and the other guy used Ultra Short throw, and he somewhat picked up. There you go. And he did it in the dark too at that. The other one did it in a fully lit environment. So there you go. What else we got here? Let's see. Ultra Short compatible. Those are in the projector mapping industry. This stuff is fantastic for that. Now keep in mind, if you're doing a dome, you can't put a regular projector in a dome, because a dome is circle and a projector produces square. So you need projector mapping for that type of application. So in order to do that, if you're going to put a galaxy up there, it's going to be hard to do if the screen's gray. How does that work? There you go. That's why they prefer to have it in black. This technology, you can paint pretty much an entire, imagine if you did a whole forest, whole sculptured forest. You paint it all in our black technology. Projector mapping allows you to individually select each item, piece by piece by piece, and project onto the image using a layer system, where you can basically change out to the environment to any color you want, because the technology can read white light and it can read color, along with a 100% black level. So that means you can have an all black forest and you can convert it to anything you want. That's the beautiful thing about our technology. And we have worked with projector mapping applications. Let me see, we have our own one around here. Yeah. And do you know about a company called Lifeform? Yeah. It's projector mapping technology. Everybody knows about them. They went out of business, but yeah. We tested this stuff already. Make sure it works on it. So every time we develop a screen, it gets a piece of another part of the screen. Technology we develop for projector mapping, it's embedded in that. Every piece of screen we develop, 8s, 12s, they all have an embedment, and part of that, something special their screen did, we actually added to this. That's why the screens have this kind of like immortality, kind of crazy look to them. And then next, the big boys, which is the SFEGs, screens that can actually operate outside. The first daytime projection screen that goes anywhere it wants to go. And there's a black version coming out called the Imperial. If you have got a chance to see those, no gray screen can stand against it, because it actually makes gray screens go dark. Now, pretty soon we'll have one at 100% completed. I'm going to be doing that one on site. Look at that alligator. See how cool that is? On our Amazon box. Let's go check out our Amazon box over here. Isn't that cool? Amazon box. That's it. These are ones that make the most impressive demonstration. Anyone do fixed frame screens? I've done dozens of fixed frame screens, motorized projection screens, dozens of them. The impact is a box. Because you can paint over this. So customer sees that and says, wow, painted over a box. I mean, I got boxes laying around. Yeah, everybody's got boxes laying around, right? Throw out some boxes in the trash. And you're thinking, man, look at the surface on this thing. And he turned that into this? Yeah, so that technology does that. And with the cheap projector we're using here, roughly 50 bucks. Man, that's cheap. Come switch this out. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Have you saw the demonstration when I painted in the screen? I was in there joking and having fun and laughing and stuff like that. Because again, I know my product. You think I'm nervous about that? Ooh. No, we do it hundreds of times. I do paint down demonstrations all day. That's what we do. Pretty soon, on our B2B program we have over here, pretty soon for the offline for storage and stuff like that, this technology is going to be coded to their screens. Now, for the one person who's asking us, how come we can't do this and sell these? We can't do that. They cost too much money. It's very expensive to ship those things. So we do them locally, which is much cheaper. I can put that in the back of my buddy's truck. We can drive it down there, set it up, install it, be done. Now also too, real quick, if you're going to be painting this over a fixed frame screen, I had this problem with Silver Ticket. Silver Ticket, I bought a lot of the screens. They have good screens, but they have a protective coating on the surface. When you first paint over top of it, if you see that white level pushing through, that's a protective coating. This is how you fix that. I've done this on camera multiple times. If you understand how we do any of our screens, I'll put a link below. This is a site we have set up for information. You can go and look at all the unboxings, all of the screens we built down from levitating, curved screens, you name it, we've done it on that site. And we also have one of the biggest grids on there, video grids of outdoor demonstrations. It's on every level you could possibly think of, even snow. But anyway, if you get a screen like that and you paint over it, and you get that kind of what's the word for it? They kind of push through a little bit. Put a light coating on it. That's all you got to do. Let it dry and then hit it again and you're done. That's it. And when you're doing a fixed frame screen, you want to make sure that you pad that middle bar. Pad it, towel, whatever you got, pad it. What's going to happen if you don't? You're going to have an imprint that's going to push through your screen. You're going to have a permanent bar line in there. Maybe not permanent, you can get it out of there. But you're going to have to just pad it, paint over it again. Now, for the person who made the statement about removing the bar out of the back of the screen, good gracious, what is wrong with you? Like, literally, seriously. I mean, some of these people make these comments. I just want to walk up to you with a freaking spray bottle and roll a piece of newspaper. Do you have any idea what happens if you pull a middle bar out of the center of a screen that has a tension system attached to it? You already have the screen that's on it, that's pushing the screen together. From the top to the bottom, you have a spring system that's bringing that screen tightly together. And then you remove the tension bar out of the middle of it, which is going to cause the screen to shift in a little bit like a little U, especially if your screen's one of those screens that were split in the middle from the top for easy shipping. So, you know the nightmare it's going to be to try to get that thing back in there? You're going to have to take apart the entire screen. Now, another thing, you don't do that ever. Just pad the bar, save yourself a nightmare. Another thing he said was when you paint the screen, if you want to repaint it, take it out and lay it down and paint it. Again, no. Why? Because the PVC on a screen, tension screen, is stretchable. And when it's stretchable, that means that when you paint over it, you take away the elastic stretch out of it. So if you take that thing out and you put it back in, it's not going back in the same way. Same way you got it in, and ain't going in that same way. That stretchable elastic is gone because when you put the paint on it, it takes it out. You can paint that over again by just taking the frog tape, going around the screen, taping up the other side so you don't mess up the velvet frame, and just paint back over top of it. That's all you do. Now, I don't know how their stuff is tested, but if you want to take one of these outside, I've done them outside. I've had 150 inch outside. 26-inch edges outside. The thing about it is you have to know your formula. If you put your screen outside and any heat hits the back of this screen, this is called sweat pockets that form between the screen itself and the application of paint. If your paint separates and these little bubbles pop up on your screen's destroyed. If you pop any of these bubbles, these moonlight craters all over your screen, which means you're going to have to go over, you're going to have to remove all of it off the screen, which is not going to happen, in order to be able to fix that problem. Now, some people try basically putting putty and sanding them down. It doesn't look good. You're going to have to remove, reorder or rebuy or try to get that surface again, which again, another nightmare waiting to happen. You have to know that your formula can work well. So if you haven't done this test, I would suggest you not tell people to do this, because someone can take you to court for sooner for destroying their screen. There's a number of things. If you're doing screens that have velvet frames around them, you can't put these screens outside. And I'll tell you what, you can't put them outside, but in a way you can't. Because if water, or if it rains outside, and it gets in velvet, velvet bleeds. This will bleed into your screen, which means you'll come outside and you'll see these little black stripes all through your screen because the velvet got water got in the velvet and it bled into your screen. We show you how to fix that. We have it on the site. We'll show you how to fix it. Check it out. That's why we've done all this stuff already before. One of the important things is when you're doing this type of work at the end of the day, you have to know what you're doing. It's more than just mixing some paints together. You have to test your product, know your product, do live demonstrations, live paint down demonstrations. I've seen demonstrations where people have gone and edited the drying time. You never edit the drying time. Anything can happen in drying time on the screen. Anything. I've seen the Series C, Danny did that nonsense. Went in and edited the drying time. So all of a sudden, the editing, that's why the video got removed. Because in the drying time, the larger surface all of a sudden magically turned black, but the smaller surface that was being painted on the table didn't. It was gray. So they came from out of the same bucket. That's why you don't do that nonsense. Let's go over here and I want to get OLED 4K demonstrations. That's why you don't edit. Never edit any drying time. Customer needs to see that. Now in here, as you can see, our drying time is fast. It doesn't require a fan. You can use one if you want, but we didn't use one at all, period. But I'll show you the drying time. It's completely blue fast. Don't worry about that. All right, let me get my area put back to normal. Definitely going to be using this for now on for today. Get ready to do my install. We'll take the screen to my buddy's shop and so we can coat it in, put the big one in. I put that back in the, I just put that back in the top. You can come on now, come on. There we go. We are done. Oh, yeah, lights out. Ain't that pretty cool? Yep, shows it different with the lights out. Oh, run that again. It shows a massive difference in the whites out. The original comment is a heavy black level. Legendary is at heavy black levels. So yeah, even with the lights out, if you said, well, if I turn the lights out, my projection screen, no, this is for overpower yourself with the lights out too, as you can see. I guess I'll do another demonstration. I'll definitely do another one. Before I leave, we're doing a lights out demonstration, comparison next to that back wall. That back wall, as I said, is a light gray. And as you can see, yeah, there's a massive difference even with the lights out. So I'll do that one next when the time runs out here, because I'm not going to have time to do everything I want to do. Where we at right now? We're at 59 yet, just about out of time too. We can only do 1 hour in the video. I got to load these to the website. These are all going to the website today. LG Beta Fish, black background. See? So even if you sit there and say, well, you know, I'm going to be in the dark, doesn't make a difference. It does make a difference. It makes a huge, massive difference. I built a dedicated theater room, trust me, I know. When it transfers to that screen, your white and gray screen can't read jack. That black technology can read even in the dark. It looks quite impressive. So imagine having that in your dedicated theater room and on your ceiling. Oh, we're out of time here. We're going to be back. We're going to do a demonstration, lights out. Coming back for that. All right, gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.